we're excited to be able to share some things with you that, quite frankly, up until a few months ago, I was a naysayer. When it came to things, this provision in the tax code that President Trump put in 2017, this thing called opportunity zones, I have been a skeptic. It just seemed like the majority of product that I saw in this space was, frankly, not the kind of things I wanted to put in front of clients. But fortunately, smarter minds are around me. As the saying is, make sure you have really smart people around you. And I have been fortunate over the last couple of years to get introduced to the smart person of Sly Pusiri, and his group is called Access Capital. And so they're on the out, they're always looking for great opportunities for investments, what we call alternative investments. But he also said, RJ, you've got a number of clients that are selling their businesses, or they're selling appreciated real estate, and they don't want to do a 1031 exchange. They would be a great candidate to consider using an opportunity zone. I said, oh, Sly, I've seen stuff. No, I'm not a fan. He says, no, you've got to meet Jeff Feinstein. And so I had the great pleasure of getting to meet Jeff several weeks ago. And Jeff has a company that is exclusively in the space for opportunity zones, which makes a big difference because the ones I'd been looking at were dabblers. No offense intended, but they were dabblers. They would do apartments one week. Next month they'd be doing an opportunity zone. Then they might be doing some commercial tilt up. And so my friend Sly said, you need to meet Jeff Feinstein. And so I did. We went through a couple of situations. We've got now several significant clients. And it made such great sense that I asked them if they would squeeze us in for a recording. So with that said, Sly, I'm going to let you do a little more introduction of Jeff for us today.
Yeah, certainly. My role at Access Capital Group really is to help source, underwrite, syndicate, and distribute best-in-class private equity sponsors to our network, which includes you at Wealth Legacy Group and all of your investors. So really what we look for are companies that have a unique or differentiated type of product, that they're experts within their field. And that's the excitement that we have with Pinnacle. Certainly they fit that bill. Since the passing of opportunity zone legislation back in 2017, they were one of the first to enter into this space, and still one of the only that exclusively, as you mentioned, focuses on opportunity zone investing. And today they have a portfolio of about $1.5 billion across 13 different projects, all opportunity zones. You can see that this is Fund 8, so certainly not their first rodeo. And we're really excited about this strategy. I'll let Jeff go into more of the details of it, but we're looking at 4 really amazing opportunities. We're much farther along than probably your typical opportunity zone fund, in that of the 4 projects, 1 is already leasing up and the 3 others are all already under construction. And you'll find that the projects themselves are very attractive. We've got great location, growth markets, and 2 of them are NFL stadium districts. Jeff himself, really excited to be working with him and his partner. They come from a background having helped many of the senior executives, the execs of Amazon, of Microsoft up in the Seattle area where Pinnacle is based. Even prior to opportunity zone legislation, they were helping them with tax advantage strategies using real estate investing. So this is certainly an expertise that they have built up over the last several decades. And so with that, I'll turn things back to you and Jeff.
Perfect. I like what Jeff has is saying, something like that this is IRS is making an interest-free loan for us to take that money and invest in quality real estate. And Jeff, by the way, too, I know with one of the 4 projects that Sly was alluding to a moment ago, you actually have a webcam that people can go log on to 24/7 and watch and see how construction is going. So I clicked on it at midnight. It was like, oh, there's still stuff going on over there. So very cool technology and some pretty exciting things, because truly the other projects that I was looking at before, they were what I call trust me funds. or trust us funds. Give us your money. We don't have any projects yet that we're working on yet, but just trust us. We're going to take and use that money for good purposes. But you guys are much farther down the road.
Right. And that's going to be typical for a lot of development strategies that you do see, is that a lot of times companies, they need to raise the equity first, then go acquire the land, then go through all the zoning and entitlement process before vertical construction even begins. So a lot of times those other companies are selling a dream at that point. But with the case of Pinnacle and this Fund 8, we already know the projects, we know the sites, and we have cameras where you can watch live construction happening.
That's right. Well, thank you, RJ, and thank you, Sly. This is a tremendous opportunity. I'm grateful to the two of you. And RJ, it's been wonderful getting to know you and your firm. And I like the alignment that we have together. And Sly is a sophisticated, investor-oriented representative who we've had the pleasure of dealing with, and has frankly opened the aperture for Pinnacle to get exposure to more firms like yours, RJ.